So I thought of something else. Sorry. Videos are all over the place. One of these days I'll actually sit down and figure out, because if I can figure out how to like speed things up, I'll just record the whole process and then do that. But I'm probably going to have to watch a YouTube video to figure out how to edit my own videos. So, but what I wanted to say is, I just finished the video talking about driving holes, okay? So, again, this is the left-handed, outside the waistband, Glock 17, TLR1, and you notice I got 4 holes punched here, okay? And if you saw in the last one, see if I can get some light on it, but I actually have little marks drawn. You know, that's what, and my pencil marks, and that's how I line my holes up. So what I do is these nice little $2 clamps. You know, I put one on each side, throw the gun in there, make sure it's nice and even, clamp them down, and I drill my 4 corner holes. And the reason I drill my 4 corner holes, because if you see I got my nice little organizer here that I think my in-laws bought me. Little 1/2-inch bolts. And anybody want to take a guess of what this is going to do? So let me go ahead and grab a couple of these. 3, 2, 3, 4, and 4. Okay? So I'm going to set you down for a sec and hope that this is, yeah, it's a little low, but I guess there are worse things. And that light is awful, so let's go ahead and face you this way. Maybe I can turn around. There we go. It's a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to drive it through the hole and screw the nut on the other side. And there you go. See? So now, what that does is when I inevitably, and I really wish I could pick this thing up. You know, use a boat clip. Nope, maybe 2 boat clips. I don't think that's gonna work. Nope, it's not gonna work. Here we go. Give me a sec, guys and girls. Anybody who's watching. How's that? Nope, it's just a higher shot of my chest. Anyway. So, we're going to sit here while I sit here and screw these bolts in, and I'm going to show you exactly why I do this. And it just helps, again, because holster making on a budget is just that. It's on a budget. So, yeah, while these clamps are only $2, I don't have 30 of them if I'm working on, like the last big holster where I had 13 holsters. So I couldn't make all 13 at once. I had to 1 or 2 at a time, and what I would do, because I had plenty of bolts laying around, you can buy a pack of 50 of them for $2, is now this, and it's perfectly in line. You know, now I don't have to worry about whether or not when I screw the rest of these holes, if those corners are going to match up. So I did that. Now, what I'm trying to do is see if I can just slide that out. And now this is done, okay, because this is the left-handed one. I can come over here to the right-handed one, which, once again, already has my lines drawn on it. Set the gun in, and boom, there it is. So, I can come back around. I usually like to clamp in the middle. And then, because I can always get to the sides. So there you go. Now it's that both pieces are perfectly in line because of the clamps. So, I'm going to spin you this way real quick. I know that light's kind of annoying. And again, we use a drill. So, I'm going to come in here on my marks, or as close to my marks as I can. That's the beauty of a 1/4-inch hole. Get a little wiggle room. 1. Come to the other side. 1 and 2. So there, we've got our 4 holes punched again. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pull my clamps off, and I'm going to use some of my bolts, and that'll free up my clamps. Okay, because again, I've got 4 of them, so I could have done both at once, but I've only got 1 mold gun. Okay, only 1 mold gun, only 1 TLR1, because it's my TLR1. Most of the guns and holsters well, not most of the guns, I don't make guns. Most of the holsters I make are made from my guns. So I can't, again, I can't afford $30 a gun. You know, as a younger man with more money, I don't know why I'm wandering around, but as a younger man with more money, I bought guns. That's what I like. I like to go shoot. Maybe one day this will upgrade to kind of a shooting thing. We'll talk some about concealed carry because I have some thoughts on that, and nobody asked me, but I kind of want to put in my 2 cents. Everybody else gets to. But back to the holster is, you know, I eventually broke down and bought Glock mold guns because I don't have Glocks. We use the Smith & Wesson M&Ps. That's my carry. That's my work. That's everything. So I've got 3 different versions of it. My brothers have more. You know, we like Smith & Wesson. So, but one thing I never had was Glocks. They're a little bulky for me. Sorry, all you Glock people out there. So, not knocking them. They shoot great. They're great. I just don't like the way they feel. I got little hands. I got girl hands. Ask anybody. Again, so back to the holster. Holster making on a budget is possible. I wanted to show you these things because any self-respecting household has a drill. You can buy a 1/4-inch bit for $1.50. Well, maybe not if you want a decent one. But again, $10 microwave. Yeah, this thing was kind of expensive. I actually used to. It's over here. This was my original press. 2 pieces of plywood and 2 pieces of foam. My other piece of foam's back there. So yeah, all this stuff is possible. It wasn't supposed to be a budget DIY thing, but I kind of like it the way that's feeling because now I can show you. So again, I don't have as many clamps, and I'm rambling again. But so that would free up my clamps for anything I needed to do with my leather work, which is on my nice little outside table out there. So yeah, so I'm going to throw the bolts in those. I'm going to get the rest of them screwed in. I'm going to drill out the rest of the holes. And we'll probably talk about cutting it because when I actually had a little bit more money about a year or so ago, I finally broke down and bought a bandsaw because actually I still cut my Kydex by hand. Here's my razor blade I used to do it with. And so I come in, I score it, break it off. I got a whole scrap pile over here. And then I use it so it cuts down, fits in there, and I can slap it together. So I actually used to, if these were my lines, I actually used to take the razor blade, score along the lines, and then most of the time have to take a pair of pliers and break it off because trying to break off corners like that by hand was just not happening. So so again, all this stuff is possible. You don't need these machines. Again, with a heat gun, 2 thermal pads that I bought off of knife kits back in the day. That's how I used to do things. And clamps. Again, I've got some of the bigger clamps here that I used to use. It's on my Dremel pieces. But we're kind of going to go through this whole process. I'm enjoying myself. Hope y'all enjoying watching. I might seem like a madman. I'll probably have some rantings sooner or later down the line, but all of these videos so far have been made in one day within the course of 2 hours. I might be losing my mind, but I hope you guys are enjoying it. We're gonna keep making more. We're gonna talk more about the leather as soon as I get this to a stopping point, because I don't like to leave them half done like this, because my wife told me I couldn't work on them over the weekend. We'll have some rantings about significant others. Don't worry about that. You guys have a good day. See you next time.